Have you been drowning in so much debt lately that you haven't been able to pay it off? Well, in 1996, we got a little particular game show with a legendary game show host bringing this little number of a game to us. And that game is Debt. And that's what I'm going to talk about on the wide world of game shows right now. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews presents Wide World of Game Shows. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm Duel, the Big D to you. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So today, on the Wide World of Game Shows, I'm going to be talking about a really underrated game show, which I really think could have just been better. But it had some people who were trying to earn money to get out of debt and what have you. Yes. I feel like this game looks pretty fun, what have you, but it does get a little challenging, and it does apparently have a little bit of an issue and what have you. But I'll talk about when I get to it. So now, without further ado, I bring to you Debt. Debt was a game show hosted by the legendary Wink Martindale. It debuted in 1996 on the Lifetime Network and was produced by Buena Vista Television, which of course was a subsidiary of Disney, along with Faded Dim Productions and Lifetime themselves. Anyway, now then, Debt was a show that featured contestants who were trying to earn money to get out of debt. It had a similar format to the ever popular Jeopardy, on which contestants answered trivia. However, it targeted a younger audience and placed a larger emphasis on popular culture. The show started on June 3rd, 1996. The game was conceived by Sarah Jane West, Wing Martindale was the host, and Kurt Engstrom was featured as an assistant playing the role of security guard. The show's announcer was Julie Claire. Now, the show was produced by Buena Vista Television through Disney. This would be, I could be wrong. I think this was their second game, and I could be wrong since Win, Lose, or Draw. Anyway, the show set was designed to resemble the aesthetics of the 1950s and had a disco type soundtrack. The trivia asked on the show was typically based on popular culture and its target audience of Generation X viewers. Marnell later described it as a 21st century version of Jeopardy for the MTV crowd. Well, television producer Mike Davies not hosted, but invited Martindale to host it, which he agreed to. Martindale later stated that the producers at Disney had told him that the show would do for him what MTV did for Tony Bennett. Well, potential contestants had to prove that they had at least $60,000 worth of debt in order to qualify. 5,000 people auditioned to compete on the show. After the first season, the show was sued by Merv Griffin Productions on the basis that its question and answer format was too similar to Jeopardy! And this show subsequently changed its format in the next season, which caused ratings to decline, as the show ended in August of 1998 after only a mere 2 seasons. Where that was right about the time that Buena Vista had produced another game show that came out, and that was When Ben Signs Money, which came on Comedy Central. Anyway, 3 new contestants competed per episode, each having accumulated several $1,000s worth of debt, usually between $6,000 and $10,000, for various reasons: school loans, paying for a wedding, credit card bills, etc. For scoring purposes, their debts were averaged before the game began. Scores were shown in negative amounts to indicate their remaining debts. The first round of the game was general debt. In the first round, contestants faced the game board with 5 categories, each with 5 questions in negative dollar values ranging from negative 50 to negative 250 in increments of $50. The first choice of question went to the contestant who had the lowest debt before averaging. The contestant chose a category and value. Then Martindale asked, "Who am I?" Question that all contestants can answer. Contestants buzzed then buzzed in to answer and were required to face their response as you are to receive credit. Yes, this is kind of what caused the controversy and what have you with Jeopardy. A correct answer deducted the question's value from the contestant's debt. Wrong answer or failing to respond within allotted time increased the contestant's debt and allowed the others to buzz in. Which that's kind of an issue I have. Sometimes when they're just showing, they start showing the contestants from a sideways view and instead of just straightforward at them. I wasn't thrilled with that. I hate when they did that. The contestant answering correctly then chose the next question from the board. If no one answered correctly, the contestant who gave the last correct answer kept control. A detonator was hidden behind one question judged by the producers to be the most difficult one of the round. Regardless of the display value, it was played for -$500. The players were warned when the round entered its final 2 minutes. Once time ran out, or all 25 questions had been asked, the two contestants with the lowest amount in their depths would move on to the next round, while the contestant would be eliminated from further play and receive the consolation prize of a $200 savings bond along with a piggy bank. However, in season 2, the first round gameplay of the game was almost indistinguishable from that of Jeopardy, which prompted the show to make changes for its second season. After the debts were averaged, Martindale asked the toss-up question that awarded -$1 and initial control of the round. Rather than selecting an individual question, the contestant in control chose one of 5 categories from the board, and Martindale asked 5 questions in succession, with values increasing from 50 to 250. Well, -50 to -250, that is. The detonator was hidden behind one category, and of course, now being the most difficult category, the value of the money of the questions would be doubled from -100 to -500. The contestant who gave the last correct answer in a category chose the next one. Finally, contestants were no longer required to start their answers with the I am and you are phrases at any point in the game. When a contestant was eliminated by having the highest amount of deaths in the first 2 rounds, 3 phases were displayed in the correct contestant's podium saying see ya, bye bye, or so long. Yeah, that was pretty funny. The next round was gambling debt. A category was revealed, and the contestants bid back and forth as to how many of its questions they could answer correctly. Bidding continued until one contestant either reached the maximum of 5 or challenged the other to prove it. Yes, that was it was sort of similar to Bid a Note on Name That Tune. If the winning bidder gave enough correct answers to fulfill the contract, yeah, because they had to try and fill out on that form like a contract, like Bullseye did. The value of the category was deducted from their debt. Otherwise, the opponent's debt was reduced by that same amount. The contestant with the lower remaining debt at the end of round 1 started the bidding on the first category. And the winner of each category earned the right to place the first bid on the next one. 5 categories were played in this round with values of -300, -400, -500, -750, and -1500. At the end of the round, the contestant with the lower debt amount moved on to the bonus round for a chance to pay off all of their debt, while their opponent was eliminated from further play and received a piggy bank and a $500 savings bond. If one contestant built up an insurmountable lead, the game ended immediately, referred to by Martindale as being mathematically eliminated, and they advanced to the bonus round. Now, in the bonus round, it was played in 2 parts. The first part was get out of debt. The contestant had a minute, 60 seconds, to answer 10 questions in a given category. If they passed or missed a question, Martindale asked another one in its place. If the contestant succeeded, their entire original debt before averaging was paid off. Otherwise, they kept all money won during the first 2 rounds. For the second part, which is bet your debt, the contestant was given the option to stop playing and keep their winnings, or risk them on one question from their favorite topic in the world of popular culture. If they chose to take the risk, Martindale asked the question and gave the contestant 10 seconds to respond. A correct answer doubled the contestant's winnings. For example, if a contestant had accumulated $7,525 in debt, then they would win $15,050, while a miss forfeited everything. In the latter case, the contestant received a piggy bank and a savings bond worth either $1,500 for winning the first part round or $1,000 for losing it. If the contestant chose not to take the risk, they were still asked the question and given the chance to respond in order to find out what would have happened. Anyway, after that, it came to an end. The game unfortunately got dissed and what have you when it came out. The New York Daily News called it stupid, criticizing the contestants and quality of questions. Entertainment Weekly described it as kitsch and tacky. Well, SF Gate was similarly critical of the premise, which he described as a gimmick and the trivia. The game was criticized by credit card companies and consumer advocates for being irresponsible. However, despite being this, by August of '96, the show was the most popular series on Lifetime. Well, even more in Supermarket Sweep, with an average of 750,000 weeknight viewers. The series had a 1.8 Nielsen rating as of April 1998 when it went into syndication. But then the show was canceled due to its declining ratings after it changed its format in the wake of the lawsuit from Merv Griffin Productions. So, and Depth was never re-aired again, not even on Game Show Network, despite they had rerun When Ben Signs Money, as well as another Buena Vista produced show, which was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Now, if you want to see this show, you can find full episodes of Depth on YouTube. So, this way you'll be able to find out what this show is like and what have you. So, here's a look at what some of the game looked like. Now here's what one of the boards looks like. I do believe this is from the second round, but I could be wrong. I've only seen maybe one or two episodes of the first season. Here's what the board would be like at the first game in the second season. Now, I don't know much about this, but there would be a game show that would be similar to this that came on True TV called Paid Off, which except it involved loan debts and what have you. It would Now, of course, this was Wink Martindale's last game show until he hosted the short-lived Instant Recall in 2010. But after that, there was no more. So anyway, now you know about debt. So, oh yeah, during the second season, there was a week of show devoted to celebrities who are all playing for up to $15,000 for their favorite charities. So anyway, yeah, that's another thing I would point out. So anyway, that's about it. That's about all I can say. Okay, well now there was another game show and it was called Pay It Off and that aired on BET in 2009 with a similar format. Now as for the Paid Off series, that was a recent series from 2018. So anyway, now you know about Debt. I think if you're interested, if you're into Jeopardy or what have you, see what this game was like, even though it caused controversy and what have you. But I say give it a whirl, okay? Like I said, there are some episodes available on YouTube, so check it out if you'd like. So Anyway, if you have seen Debt, let me know what you thought about the game show in the comment section below. If you liked the video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Now, there's going to be a slight little push up in some of the days in for the next few days. Now, the Superman 4 review has will be pushed up to tomorrow morning. But however, you'll still get brain games on that same day. Also, I am going to be so that means I'm going to be easing up, and I will give you details on the Paw Patrol reviews as well. Due to the because Paw Patrol, my movie, won't be on the 12th due to a special ranking I'm going to try and work on. Now, I promise. Now, I tried. I'm still trying to work on the Madonna rankings third half. So a different one's going to be in its place, and it's going to be a special one. Okay, enough said. So stay tuned for the Superman 4 re-review next time. And next time on the Wide World of Game Shows, Categories with Dick Clark. So if you like this, check out these other Wide World of Game Shows episodes on these other Buena Vista produced games. In the upper left hand corner is the episode idea on Win Ben Stein's Money. The upper left hand corner is the episode on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Or if you'd like a little more of Wink Martindale, go to the bottom left hand corner and see the episode idea on Tic Tac Toe. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., as well as the wide world of game shows, then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.